All right, fans, we are so happy to welcome in a special guest. We're going to do a quick interview from across the ocean. We're connected via Discord, and I want to welcome Uwil to the JRPG Report. How are you doing today, Uwil?
Good. How are you guys? How are you?
I'm doing great, and we are super excited about this new game coming out. Of course, it's been out for the PC for about a year, but
hmm
why don't you just give us a quick little tidbit of Legrand Legacy, Tale of the Fate Bounds? What do you want gamers to know first and foremost about this title?
So, it's a classic JRPG with a lot of mechanics that it's inspired from the golden era of 90s JRPG like Legend of Dragoon, Suikoden, the olden days of Final Fantasy. The combat is actually inspired from Legend of Dragoon, where you have the quick time events when it's combined with quick time events and turn based, basically. And then you have mechanics like tactical war, which is like from Suikoden, side quests, NPC recruiting, mini games, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely, you exactly nailed it. Because when I first saw this game, that's exactly the games I thought of. I thought of Suikoden, I thought of Legend of Dragoon. Um, I thought when I saw the combat trailer, I thought of Shadow Hearts with the Judgment Ring. Was that kind of inspired with that, where you've got the time button presses that have to, you get an advantage for hitting it just right in the sweet spot?
Yeah, to be honest, actually, I didn't play Shadow Hearts when we first made the game, and then after I got a lot of feedback that oh, this really looks like Shadow Hearts Judgment Ring, so I checked the game out. So right after we launched the game, actually.
And by the way, that is a complete compliment
Hello.
because Shadow Hearts has a high holding in my heart as just a really great
Uh,
game. And people have been screaming for a Legend of Dragoon sequel for years, so maybe this will kind of fill that void a little bit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And now, you guys came out for PC about a year ago. Was that just the plan, just to be on PC only, or did you always want to make it to the consoles?
We would really want to come to console, definitely. Yeah, because I think the JRPG market is pretty huge in console, so that's why.
Absolutely, and I think new systems like the Switch are becoming a haven a bit for JRPGs. And is that maybe why you're
hmm
launching on the Switch first?
Actually, not exactly. We actually started porting on PS4 and Xbox first, and then we came to Switch later on. So we were actually being on all three, and then apparently Switch has the least problems, I guess. So we actually, yeah, so we decided, okay, let's just launch on Switch first. Then PS4 and Xbox One will follow suit a little bit later.
Do you want to go and announce a release date for those, or is it still a little far away?
It would be we're targeting March or April actually for PS4, Xbox One.
That's awesome. And so PC, well, it'll be exactly 1 year since it launched when the Switch version comes out on the 24th of January.
Correct. Yeah.
Was that planned or just kind of worked
Correct.
out that way?
No, it just kind of worked out that way.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's a
cool. It's
happy
not.
accident.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those cool coincidences. So, um,
Yeah.
I do want to mention too, you guys are offering a pretty cool deal that it's actually, if people pre-order that on the Switch, they get a 20% discount. Um, is that just something to kind of help boost sales, or just saying, thanks for being patient?
Well, we kind of want to do something for give something for the pre-orders, right?
Hmm.
So we decided, okay, I think a 20 pretty sweet. I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, in this day and age, pre-order bonuses are almost non-exempt, or you might get a special item, something like that. So any type of
Right.
discount I think is a huge bonus.
Yeah.
Now, this game is coming out in the U.S. at $19.99 for the Switch. Is that the price point you're looking at for PS4 and Xbox as well?
Yep, that's what we're looking for as well. Yep.
That's an excellent deal, my friend. I think it's going to sell very well at that price point.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
Now, you are the founder and kind of run the show over there at SemiSoft. Are there any other games that JRPG fans or just gamers in general will recognize you from?
No, actually, this is our first major game release. And we are actually in the midst of making our next title. But I can't disclose anything just yet, so it's pretty early in development. But we're really focusing on a lot of RPG, not necessarily turn-based, but mostly RPG because I love a good story basically.
I wanted to ask you about that. It seems like almost all RPGs outside of Dragon Quest are going away from turn-based, and you wanted to harken back to the PlayStation era. Was turn-based the battle system of choice from the get-go?
For Legrand, yes, it was from the beginning decided so. Yeah.
And as well, let me just say amen to that because I am a turn-based fan. I think it's just a great battle system. There's so many action games out there that turn-based just kind of it has a special place in my heart. So I want to say thank you for making a great turn-based game.
Welcome.
You guys are working with another indie. How's it been working with those guys?
Yep. Very good, very good. They're very responsive. They're actually on top of things. So I really appreciate what they're doing. So it's highly recommended. If someone were to ask me, definitely refer them to another indie.
Is it cool because they're kind of a small team just like you guys?
Yeah, I think that's a factor as well. So it's very personal. You get to know the people really well, the whole team really well. Uh, yeah, I think they're less than 10. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just guessing here, but I feel like they're less than 10 people. But it feels like they're a very solid team.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big the actual team is. On their website, there's just four individuals with pictures, so I'm sure they have more than that. But you can tell it's a small team that
Right.
really cares about the quality of their work, like you guys.
Yeah.
And so I know, of course, there's always another game that you guys are working on, and you can't really disclose what that is. If this, if the Grand Legacy sells well, can you see this turning into, a series with sequels to it?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. We're not just looking for sequels and prequels in the form of games, but we're looking at comics, animes, merchandise. I don't know, whatever we can do with the IP basically.
Is there mobile game aspirations?
Definitely. It wouldn't be in the form of like FF15 where you have the whole game itself, the same exact game, but scaled down in terms of
Hmm.
graphics and content. But probably it could be like a side story or a little But it's yeah, it's going to be a completely different game.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any problem with games branching out, especially if they're successful. If the fans want it, make it for them, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, why don't you tell me a little bit about just yourself, your background, and how you got into the video game business, and then actually starting up SemiSoft back in 2014?
So I studied business. AJ actually here, my co-founder, he studied music. So we came from completely different backgrounds, and I was a really hardcore gamer in the sense that I play a lot of games. Not necessarily I'm good at it, but my friends my friends were like pushing me, hey, you should actually do something about games because you love it so much. And I didn't know where to start because I didn't have any background in game design department or anything like that, or running, or even like running a game studio. And so I was introduced from friend of a friend of a friend, and then we, AJ and I, we met, and then we basically, I had this idea for Legrand, and we just kind of like, built the team from the ground up, and let's see where we go from there. And we actually didn't think that it's gonna be this big in terms of content, and it just, the ball just started rolling and snowballed into this huge game for us, basically, in for our appetite. Yeah, and then, the rest is history. Basically, we just departed from passion and love and for games, and we have what it is today, basically.
Well, I think that the best things in life are when you choose to follow your passions and really go for it. And why not take a chance? And it sounds like you guys are not only doing what you love to do, but having fun doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what are some of the challenges that you guys have? And you look at it in Indonesia. Typically we think about games either here in the U.S. or in Japan. There's a few European studios. So, what has been the challenges for you guys coming out of Indonesia?
First of all, the game industry in Indonesia actually is in a really early stage, so we don't really have like grants, tax grants, or we don't have like a really huge support from the community itself. I mean, there is a community, yes. We do get some degree of support, yes, but it's very limited, and the amount of knowledge and experience also, it's very limited. So for us to find actually really good talents, I wouldn't say it's non-exist. I wouldn't say it's non-existent, but it's it's really tricky to find some really good talents. And then sometimes internet can be a problem for us, I guess. We don't have like 1 gig per second download upload over there, like you guys over there. So yeah, things we do have like occasional like physical disasters like floods and things like that. So it's fun stuff though, fun stuff.
Oh, it doesn't matter where
Yeah,
you are. There are limitations and challenges to be had. So,
yeah.
what? And I kind of I'll leave it on this. I just want to know, what are your guys' goals with this game? Is there a certain sales number? Of course, back when Final Fantasy 15 came out, they had the ridiculous 10 million, you know, copies sold
Right.
goal. What would, is there a number that you guys are looking at, or just, get the game out there and be a success, and sales don't really matter?
Yeah, there is a target. I would say if we can achieve like say 100,000, even for starters, I think it's a really big success for us. Especially from Indonesia. I don't think anyone has done this before or achieved that number before. So yeah, I'm hoping to achieve that kind of number and survive for the studio to survive and actually continue making games.
Well, it'd be nice, yeah, to actually to be able I'm sure, to take home a paycheck and and um,
Exactly, exactly. Man's gotta
that,
eat.
exactly. I mean, I know a lot of people, they start businesses not with the goal of being rich, but just to make a living. So I think that's a fairly
Right, right.
noble cause.
Yeah.
Well, with any luck and with some good marketing, maybe, and I'm sure once this gets on to PS4 and Xbox One as well, that you guys are going to have a hit, and that 100,000 is going to be an easy mark to hit. Thank you so much, you will, for taking time with us and
Thank
speaking to
you.
the
Thank you.
JRPG report.
Thank, thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.